Hello and welcome back to the Formula 1 chat. Today we're in a bit of a different setup here. We've got the tier list out and we're going to be ranking the 2023 Formula 1 liveries. We're going to be going through all the teams, including the two that Alpine decided to launch, and we're going to be ranking them. I remember last year we had 12, didn't we? Because Haas had two. They had their car, the Russian one, and then their testing one. But yeah, this year, only 11 liveries. Yeah, there's no Russian Haas version this year. But yeah, I feel like this year's grid's been a bit ruined by the regulations because of the weight saving. Yeah. They're all black.
They're all black cars.
It's not great.
There's no pops of colour. Where's a pink Racing Point?
Yeah.
Where's a silver Mercedes?
And even the bright pink cars only stand for the first three rounds.
Where's a really bold, bright McLaren?
Yeah, and so it all just seems to be turned down a bit, dulled a bit. So, yeah, we're going to start though with Haas because we're going to go in the order that they were announced. We'll start with Haas, then Williams, I think, then Red Bull. But yeah, it's in the correct order in this pile.
MoneyGram rather than Haas.
Yeah. Well, this is the Haas car. There'll be some pictures overlaid on screen now. And yeah, well, the big change is the addition of a lot of black. When this was announced initially, everyone was like, oh my God, look, Haas have gone black. And then slowly throughout the car launches, everyone realised everyone was going to go black.
Yeah, so Red Bull.
Yeah, but this car, I do think the black is actually really, really nice on this.
It is a very nice
I remember
car.
ranking it highly on my... when I give a rating earlier. By the way, if you have been watching those sort of the shorts where I rate the cars, this is going to be probably completely different. So don't use that as a guide. That was a reactionary.
Early thoughts. I'm thinking A.
Yeah, it's not top tier, but I don't think the problem is relative to the other cars. Is it top tier? Probably not.
No, I think so.
No, I don't know. There's some.
I really
there's
like
some
the Haas.
real.
I really like the Haas.
I'd say A or B.
Put in A for now, and then we can move it down. I really like the Haas.
Okay, strong start for the Haas car. I really like the black on the side. I think the MoneyGram logo is the only thing that lets it down. I think that's really bold. I'm not such a fan of that. But other than that, really strong livery. Next up, the Red Bull. Now, if you're judging this on purely the livery, a beautiful car.
It's a nice livery.
But it's got to come with the context that they've not changed their livery in years.
The thing for me is you always have to rank Red Bull the same, and I think you always have to rank it middle of the row. Just because it never changes.
But is that a bad thing? Because no one's changed this year. So is it just actually, this is a stunning livery?
I would put it as a B.
That's the thing, as much as it doesn't change, what can you change? It is just a really nice livery.
But I think you just have to take into context that we're judging the same car every year.
Yeah, but it's still a beautiful car. It's definitely better than the Haas for me.
No.
Much of the Haas is really, really good.
Just because of the fact that it doesn't change, I'd put it in B. Just because I think every year you have to consistently put it middle of the row just because it doesn't change.
It's a beautiful livery though.
It is.
It is a beautiful livery. That picture isn't great. There weren't many great pictures of the Red Bull car launch.
Smoke around it.
Yeah, they did, and then they didn't. I don't know if they released any renders. I couldn't find any anyway. But yeah, after this, up next we have the Williams car. Of course, that'll be on the screen. It's an interesting one, the Williams. I remember a bit at the time being quite like, well, this is actually a really nice livery. Where's my picture? Here we go. Williams. I really like the light blue on the car. I feel like that should, if anything, that should be integrated a bit more.
Yeah.
Potentially more light blue, less dark blue. But obviously, everyone wants no colour on their car this year, so it sort of makes sense. I really like the Duracell on the top. The thing really is, nice. When we ranked liveries last year, they didn't have the Duracell. That came about 5 races in, I think, the Miami Grand Prix. Now they start from the off with Duracell. It's a really smart integration of a sponsor.
It's a beautiful livery. Can't wait to see what Logan Sargent can do in it next year. S tier.
Waffle Merchant. S.
It is a beautiful car.
It's all right. It's not S tier.
Beautiful car.
You've done a lot of substances
car.
if you think this is an S tier car.
Go on then, A then, the Haas.
Yeah. I said just above.
Alright.
Haas, probably.
I think it's S tier.
Even then, that's controversial.
It's a beautiful car.
Up next, Alfa Romeo. I was incredibly harsh on this when it first came out. My thoughts have changed massively. I think my biggest criticism was that the Alfa Romeo was worse than last year. And while I still stand by that, I still think it's a beautiful livery. It's just a shame, obviously, they've binned off the white because that's paint. That's paint they have to use.
I don't mind the Alfa Romeo.
It's a very blackout livery, isn't it? I quite like that.
Just a bit bland.
I don't know if bland's the right word. It's very metallic. I think it's very nice.
It's basic.
But it's not stunning.
I'd say C.
I'd go C. The thing is, I feel like that's harsh, but
Comparison
there's
to
not.
other
I don't
liveries,
think there's gonna be anything down here.
Maybe.
There's nothing bad though. There's nothing that's like, well, that's a horrible livery. I don't think.
Like the
apart
Russian
from
Haas last year.
apart from maybe this next one, I don't think many people are a fan of this. The AlphaTauri AT04.
I hate it.
Don't know why I've only just started listing. I love this livery. I absolutely
can't
love this
stand it.
livery.
It's horrible.
I really like what they've done with the wheel covers. I think that's
No. Well,
really
that red
smart.
just
The
shouldn't
reds
be
and
there.
the white.
No.
I think the red hints.
No.
A couple
No.
too many. I think the red hints would look even nicer if they didn't have the Flexbox logo
Oh,
on that
flex box
front
red.
wing.
No, it's
The
just a
orange
no
is
for me.
horrible on that front wing, but I think overall the livery's lovely. And the people are getting annoyed. The logo on the side is massive. I think it looks great being massive.
I don't
That's
mind
really
that.
nice.
I can't justify it being ahead of any of the others.
The only problem is the front angle. When you look at it from the front, the car looks horrible. I think from the side or from literally any other angle, the car's really nice. But from that front
I
angle,
really don't like it.
I think you're harsh. Where would you put it?
I'd put it below the Alfa Romeo in C.
What, here?
Yeah. I
think
can't justify.
it's worse than the Alpha, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
But people were saying it's like a horrific livery. I think that's harsh. I think we've ranked the Alfa. I'd say that. So
Yeah,
far.
go on then.
I think that's
Go
quite
on.
just. So, yeah, Williams and Haas up in B, Red Bull and Alfa Romeo in C, and then AlphaTauri in D. Next up, we have the McLaren livery, the orange, the blue, and black. I don't know if it works nicely.
It's similar, very similar to last year. They do get brownie points because
Yeah.
Vic started host it.
That does gain some
It's
stuff.
it's not a bad car. It's better than last year's.
The exposed black doesn't improve much.
No.
But the fact there's less of whatever that monstrosity was last year is a positive.
Yeah, that's good because last year was hideous.
It still isn't nice,
This
though.
year's an improvement.
It's still not nice.
It is.
It has to be said. I
I like the Google Chrome.
like the not on the side, not on
wheel
the engine
covers,
cover.
the wheel
Yeah,
covers are nice, but
they're nice, but
they're
the problem is
chrome.
there's so much going on in the car.
Yeah.
It doesn't look. There's too many colours. You can't
I'm
have
happy.
chrome, orange,
I
black,
still think
blue, white. It's a mess.
it's slightly better than the AlphaTauri.
I'd say it's worse than the
No,
AlphaTauri.
no,
I'd say it's
no,
worse
no,
than
no,
yeah.
no, it's definitely not.
It's an all right car,
Definitely
but
not.
there's still bits that I really don't like on it.
I think but it's the same with AlphaTauri. There's bits in it I really don't
But there's
like.
only one angle I hate about the AlphaTauri.
It doesn't matter. The angle doesn't go. I think it's top of C.
Okay, I'll back it. Not that I'm massively in agreement with that, but I feel like the masses will agree. There's a lot more McLaren fans than
Yeah,
there are
yeah.
AlphaTauri fans. Sorry to all the AlphaTauri
Standard
fans out
McLaren fans.
there. Or fans of the livery, I should say. Next up, Aston Martin. No change from last year's
Yeah.
livery, but I don't think that you're using this as some sort of that should be
No.
horrible.
I think it's a nice car.
It's beautiful.
It's a nice
This is
car.
a beautiful car.
I don't think it's the best. He thinks it's the best.
It's a beautiful
Okay.
car. S tier. It's got to be.
Okay,
Look at it.
Okay, but the Aston is S tier, the Williams is S tier.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
We've got more cars to come in S tier. There's two more for me that are in S tier,
Wow. Okay.
in my opinion, and they're coming up now. First of which, potentially, I don't know, a lot of people are in love with this Ferrari.
It's red.
Okay, well, would you want it to be green?
No.
If it was bright blue and Logan Sargent was written on the side pod, you'd be all over it, wouldn't you?
No. I just.
There's a few too many little problems I have with this Ferrari livery. I think the first of which is the weird black element on the side pod. The second of which is the weird black element on the engine cover. They could have implemented black really, really nicely.
They could have, they didn't.
Instead, they've just got this weird chunk on the side pod. The bit drops from the top of the car. It just doesn't work
It's still quite a nice car.
but it's still a lovely car.
I would say bottom of B.
What? Bottom of B?
Yeah, what?
I'd say
Maybe.
A.
Okay, top.
I'd say top of A.
Nah, what is going on?
I would say
It's a red car
there.
with poor black bits.
What do you want? What do you want it to be? I think the rear wing is beautiful. The written Ferrari on the back there, that looks really, really nice.
Oh, they wrote their name on the back of their wing and we're going, look at that.
You like that because there's an American driving it, and that is it.
No, it's not. I love the Duracell.
Okay.
And the light hints are light blue.
You like the only bit that isn't Williams. They could have put that on any other car, bar the Ferrari and Alfa Romeo.
I can't get on board with
look
that,
horrible.
but I don't have a choice.
Because you can't reach.
Yeah.
We'll jiggle it around at the end, potentially. Next up, we have the beautiful Mercedes W14. Not a fan of Mercedes at all, but their livery is lovely. We know why they've gone back to black. Obviously, that does stand for something bigger, but it's also saves them a lot of weight. I think the Petronas teal's a lovely colour. I feel like the red, they've got this red colour that they like to, use a little bit here from Ineos. They don't use it enough.
And the teal, the Petronas teal, does not go with the luminous, bright, random yellow.
That's just Lewis Hamilton's car. It's green on the George Russell one.
That's even worse.
What? Why? I think so. I don't think the accent colours that are used for the livery, used for the numbers and for the.
I'm not a fan of the number
wheel colours. No.
No, I'm not.
I think they should have gone with one red.
It's a nice car.
I think they should have used more red. Basically,
the luminous green and luminous yellow just don't go with the Petronas teal.
I think it's up there.
Do not put it in S tier.
Why not?
Oh, it's not. It's no.
It is an S tier livery.
It's not better than the Williams or the Haas.
It just is though.
It is.
It's massively better.
I'm happy.
I think it's better than the Ferrari. So why couldn't it be S tier?
Oh.
You've just criticised the Ferrari saying it's just red. This one's got a lot more going on. You're just upset because you don't like Mercedes.
No, I'm not.
I don't like Mercedes either. But looking at this from a pure livery standpoint, this is a beautiful car.
I just don't like the numbering, the colours of the numbers.
I don't think you can drop it from S tier because of one little thing.
Well, that's the whole point of ranking livery. There's something wrong with it, you've got to drop it.
I don't have a problem with the numbers. I think numbers in Formula 1 need to stand out. And on too many cars, they don't.
Okay.
So I think you need them to be bold. What are you thinking? Where would you put it then?
I would put it, just because I know if I say anything else you think it's outrageous, I'd put it in between Ferrari and Williams.
Mm. Oh, I think it's better than Ferrari.
Top of A.
Why are you so reluctant to put anything in S tier?
I'll put it in S.
There we go.
I just don't like the number colour.
Next up, we have the first Alpine livery, and the one that they'll be running for the rest of the season.
It's awful.
We're going to save the top of S tier livery for a second. It's not awful. The black bit's just it makes it look worse than last year.
Yeah.
The pink and the blue, it could work, but it doesn't because I don't know what it is. It just does not do it for me.
Doesn't click at all. But it's still a decent enough car.
It's a decent one.
Bottom of B.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was looking to put the I'd say the home Alpine kit.
Yeah. it's an
that's their normal one, but we've got an absolute beauty in the second Alpine livery, the pink Alpine. This is an S tier livery.
It's not an S tier
livery.
No
other way about it. It's the only car with any colour on it. It's got to be top.
Doesn't.
Why not?
It really doesn't have to be top.
The people who've been looking at the picture on screen now, they're going, you know what? He's got a point. That's beautiful.
Come look at it.
There you go. Pink Alpine. What are you thinking? It's so nice.
It's good, but it's
only
not
one with any colour on it.
I argue the point. I think it's...
I really like how the Alpine's written to the side. I think the French flag looks alright on here because it's not already blue.
I would put it in between Ferrari and Williams.
I'll settle for that. I'll settle for in between.
Put it top of A, actually.
Yes.
There we go.
Pink Alpine supremacy.
So, to be honest, all in all, it's a decent year of liveries.
No, but I just feel like, again, this is relative to this season. If you're comparing it to seasons of old,
move that down D.
These are all going down.
Move Alpha Tauri down D. Yeah, do it.
No. Don't listen to it. I think that's a good
it's very high
ranking.
It's very high. It's not to my favour.
No, but everyone disagrees with liveries. It's hard to find one that's balanced between us. I think this is a solid ranking.
Go on then.
I think... What would you change then? One change. What would you do?
Alpha Tauri down D.
Okay. I'd move Alpha up to the top of S.
Okay.
I'll move the Alpha Tauri back up to the top.
That's two moves.
But yeah, I do feel this year's liveries have been decisively worse.
Yeah, last year's were beautiful. Some of them were absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
This year's a bit of a letdown, but comparison to this year and to each other, it's a decent year.
So just to summarise, we have Aston Martin and Mercedes up in S tier. In A, we've got the pink Alpine livery that they'll be running for Australia, for Bahrain, Saudi and Australia. Then we have Ferrari, Williams and the Haas. In the B tier, Red Bull, Alfa Romeo and the normal Alpine livery that will run from every race post-Australia. And in C tier, McLaren and Alpha Tauri. Please do make sure to leave your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear from you guys. Do you think we've been harsh on anything here? Do you think that Ferrari being as low as it is? I know a lot of people will love Ferrari liveries.
Low.
Red Bull is ranked quite low as well, so maybe we'll have a lot of people going, this is
do,
so
let us know.
inaccurate. Yeah, make sure to comment that below. Leave a like and subscribe if you're new around here. We are, we've gained a lot of subs recently, over 30 in the last month. So yeah, make sure to subscribe and join this community that we're starting to form here. But yeah, that is all from us today. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.